back to Live Faith Homestead. This is Jamie. I know it's been forever since I've made a video, but I've been really crazy. It's been a super crazy busy summer, and I've just had a lot to do with the garden and the kids and babysitting, and I've taken on a couple new business adventures. So I really haven't had the time to actually make a video, and so today I'm going to get on that. So today I'm just going to give you a little tour of the garden and show you what I have going on. Alright, so here is my rose bush. This thing has gotten huge. And it's just got pretty white roses on it. So pretty. So I don't have a ton of stuff to harvest this week, but I do have some broccoli here that I'm going to harvest and weigh up. It looks like it's starting to flower, so we'll see how it is. Alright, so we got about 9 heads of broccoli, and I'm going to pull all of this out, and we're going to put some new starts in here. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Alright, good. Alright, so we got 9 heads of broccoli, so that's really good. And then I'm going to take all of the leaves out, all of the plants out, give them the chickens, and then we're going to put new broccoli plants in here and try to get a fall harvest. And the chickens are loving the broccoli leaves. Look at them. Alright, so my garden actually looks like a jungle. My tomato plants are everywhere, and they have flowers all over them. Some tomatoes. Alright, so this is my second row of tomatoes, and these are all my brandywine plants, and they all have flowers. We have some tomatoes coming on, a lot of flowers though. And over here I have these are round zucchini. I have a bunch of them on this plant. And those are looking good. And this plant over here, a bunch of zucchini. And these plants are pretty huge, actually. Kind of a mess. Okay, first I planted carrots in this row, and they didn't germinate, and it's been like a month. Alright, so then I replanted this row because I thought that the carrots were not going to do anything, because we did have a heavy rain like shortly after I planted them, and I thought, well, maybe they just got washed away. So I planted some, okay, I don't know how that tomato plant even got there, but I did not plant it there. But the carrots, you can see, are coming up, and there's a watermelon plant mixed in there. And then you can see I got more carrots in here. Alright, so I do have a few carrots growing up nicely and getting big. And then here I have squash, and those are doing pretty good. No flowers just yet, but I planted those kind of later. I think they're zucchini. I lost track of which were squash and which were zucchini. So this one, I think that needs a little bit of nitrogen or something to it. My oregano is going to seed. So I'm going to save a lot of seeds this year. And more squash. It's pretty grassy. And I was just out here weeding the garden 3 days ago. Got it all weeded, and it just pops back up. It's been super dry summer here, and really hot and humid. So more squash plants over here. And then I have some sunflowers that are blooming. You can see the bees are doing their work on them. So those are looking good. These are the short dwarf kind. And then over here I have pea plants, which I picked a bunch of peas the other day, and I planted more for fall time. And my big sunflowers are back here, and they haven't bloomed quite yet. Some cucumbers. Cucumber plants are growing really nicely. They're like in a super good fertile area. Got some cucumbers. Lots of flowers on these. So we will have tons of cucumbers really soon. More sunflowers, just so pretty. This is my row of green beans. They are all getting really big. And this row, I know it looks extremely weedy, but I had just weeded all of this out a couple days ago too, so I don't know. And they all have flowers on them. And some beans down in here, but just loaded with flowers. They look great. Then let's see. Over here I have some more squash. This one definitely needs some water. More here. I got little ones started. Little zucchini over here started. And I have this whole row is just tomatoes, and it is just wild because they're just going everywhere. And that's my own fault because this row did not get staked up, but we do have tomatoes in the middle of all these weeds. So I'm hoping for a great tomato crop this year. I did start some pruning of my tomato plants this week. So my kale is getting chewed up like crazy by something. I noticed one of my bigger chickens was loose this morning, so I really think that she did some damage in here. So my bee balm. I'm hoping to be able to save the seeds out of these. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever grown the bee balm, so I'm not sure, but it looks like those would probably dry in bee seeds. And then my cabbage is hanging in there and just starting to form little tiny heads down in there. So that's not doing horrible. My garlic really needs picking. Alright, under the arch we have more cucumbers growing. And they are looking really good. I got one back there. Need to come out and pick them. These plants here are the slicing cucumbers, and the other ones that I already showed you are the pickling cucumbers. Get out of the garden. And then here's my lavender, which I'm going to harvest some today to make, I think, a lavender wand, but I love lavender. And so I think the bees are like working really hard on this stuff today. But I think I'm gonna cut some and dry it. And you can use the lavender like for anything. Like some people eat it, like the leaves in the salads and stuff, and make teas. But I like to use it to make soaps, and just for the fragrant smell of it. I love it. So bees are just working so hard in there. Here's my really weedy lettuce, and it looks like it's supposed to be iceberg lettuce, and some of it is starting to bolt though, so I don't know. That looks like it's probably gonna go to the chickens. Got some parsley growing really nice here, and some sage. That sage is looking beautiful. Like, I think I can save some of these leaves, but Look at these ones over here. They have been chewed like crazy here. They're just all chewed up. Other patch of kale. This is the Dinosaur Kale. I started this, I think the end of June, and but this stuff is still, like, the bugs are just chewing right through it. My pumpkin plants are growing really nice. Not sure if we're going to have pumpkins because it seems like I should have pumpkins on the vine by now, but I don't. I really do need to get out and move this whole area out. And another tomato plant. I find tomato plants like everywhere. Over here is my big patch of potatoes, and they are all doing good. I just been keep piling the hay up on top, and so hopefully we're going to get a good harvest of potatoes. More iceberg lettuce that has well, it was forming a head until this last week. I noticed it started to get, but it's been so hot. It's like too late for lettuce. Strawberry plants are done for the year, and they are putting off lots and lots of runners. I've been picking off the blackberry bushes. They've been doing really good. Got a new king going on there. And we got some berries that are ready for picking. They're really good too. It's been so dry that they're not as juicy as usual. So with the lavender, if you want to save the seed, you just have to wait for the flower to dry really, really good till it's like nice and crumbly. And you can get the seeds out of the flowers. You don't get a lot, like off from one, so it's good to harvest many for seed. If you want to expand your lavender crop, which is exactly what I'm going to do this year with some of them. It's just a super beautiful, beautiful day out today. Pretty humid, but it's still really nice out. There's a nice breeze every now and again. And I have this little garden box here that was just, it was terrible soil in there. So I took it all out, and then I planted some late green beans in there, so we'll see what happens with those. New lettuce patch that I had just started not too long ago, just to see if the temperatures were going to cool down, that I could get some more leaf lettuce. So we'll see what the temperatures do. I don't know if you can see how many bees are just all over. Just working hard today. All kinds of insects. And this is where I have my cauliflower, right behind the greenhouse, and that is not looking too good. So that's probably going to go to the chickens, because look at that. That's terrible. That, I think, was my chicken, because that one's really picked over. And over in this little area, I just planted some new broccoli, so we will see if we'll have enough time for that too. I do have a cover to put over it in case it doesn't harvest before the frost hits us again. My canned pepper plant is doing well. Got lots of peppers all over it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. And my basil, or my oregano I should say, has gone to seed. So I'm gonna cut the top parts off and harvest some of those leaves on the bottom. Watermelon that I have been trying to grow in the pot. I did feed it with some comfrey tea this week, but it's still looking okay. But it's vining all over. No melons though just yet. So this week I'm hoping to actually take some cuttings from the berry bushes and some other things. So I will hopefully bring you along for that. And we also picked 15 pounds of blueberries this week, so that was really exciting. We went blueberry picking at a local farm, and so I've been busy taking care of all those. So basically here, like almost all of my vegetables get done at approximately the same time. My tomatoes all harvest, you know, late next month. My squash or my zucchini will come in a little earlier, and my cucumbers, but my beans this year I think is going to be a late harvest just because I had to replant because of the late the frost we had in early June kind of messed that system up. So so basically we will have a lot to harvest soon. So over in this little raised bed I have some these are supposed to be purple green beans, and look at the flowers on them. This plant is huge and it's got tons of flowers on them, so I can't wait for this to start growing beans. And I got another one here, it's a little smaller. And then, I don't know how, but this humongous potato plant started growing here. But it's most likely because I heavily compost this area and I put, you know, potato peels in there and stuff, but it's huge. But I really don't think I want to keep it because it's right back in front of my pepper plants, which have not put out any flowers. And it really stinks because peppers usually do so well for me every year, and this year they're just not doing that great at all. Some more purple beans. I've also been neglecting my compost pile. I have not had the time to actually come out and turn it. I've just been kind of adding to it and adding grass clippings basically to it, but it is growing amazing tomato plants in it, so that is cool. And here's another one on the side, and they're just kind of coming out of the side of the box here, but I figure I'm just gonna let them grow, see what happens. Okay guys, thanks for joining me today in this episode of Shed Wars, and I will see you again next time. Have a wonderful day.